Hello, everybody, welcome. What was a psych investigator? Hello, huh. Everybody, oh, so I just turned off so to make sure there's no. So guys, I don't know what to say. I just feel like it's I'm glad we can have this like collective experience because it's so like I think we're living through such crazy times. Okay, can you believe it's a Sunday today? Like so many news, so much popping up. So that's why I wanted to do it today, guys, because who knows what's gonna happen tomorrow. I feel like I would not be able to like wait until tomorrow, you know, to I God knows what's gonna happen tomorrow. Okay, just don't you think it's almost like I'm like to be I don't wanna I'm just it's a joke, okay, but sort of like imagine I'm like thank God, if the world's ending, we have each other. You know what I'm saying? It's like so anyway, guys, so if you just so check out the news that I added to the live stream. So this is the book. Okay, so Cheryl's asking. So guys, so if you don't know, in the last like maybe an hour or a couple of hours ago, the New York Times published this article that is about the John Bolton book. So it's about what he talks in the what he's saying in the book, and so that is like I added this to the as you probably know, right, that he was writing a book. If not, he is, or now he already wrote, I guess. Okay, so but the thing is what's interesting, and a lot of I was like looking at, because I was of course I was like I'm silent, I've been silenced at Twitter because I okay, they silenced me this time because I said I replied to a couple of things because I have a lurker account because I'm always scared, long story, so I may have to have a new one. But anyway, so just because I said that Bolton, not Bolton, that Pompeo is going to have a heart attack and a stroke. I said that the rupture, I know what the rupture is going to happen for Torreon. It's going to be a rupture of arteries. Okay, so I'm sorry I said it, and I guess they took it to mean like that I was like a threat or something. I was like, no, it's truth. So I can't say that. I was banned for a week, so I cannot respond. I can't, I can only look. I can only look. So anyway, so this came out, and I was Twitter is important for me because I need to. That's the best way to collect, and that's how I have all the news, guys, as you know, right? So I keep track of the news. I have my different apps to like forward this stuff to. So anyway, so the story is that he says on the book what where we already know. Oh yeah, that Trump knew, that he was holding the money, that it's true and all that. But the other interesting thing is that it says in the at least on the article of the New York Times that he what was the story? Oh, that Pompeo knew that the ambassador Yovanovitch had done nothing wrong, and that privately he knew that she had done nothing wrong, and that somehow he had talked about it, how she, privately, right? So he knows that she did nothing wrong. Okay, that's number one. And then the other thing, just to give you, so the article, if you haven't read it, explains it. So the reason why, sorry, I'm like digging for my cards here. Okay, so the reason why, like, so what leaked, and we have to find out the details of who leaked it and why. But what leaked was the draft, like, because when you publish a book like that, if you're like a public figure that worked in the government, you're supposed to get their okay to publish, right? You can't publish. I don't know how it works exactly, but it's like they sent the book for approval or whatever you call it. Okay, so this is what was leaked. It's not the final book, I guess, is the version before any corrections. Okay, because people could say, well, you have to take this out and that out. So so that is what he knows according to this book. So if it's a book, he was right. And he's a guys, you have to remember, I think if I'm I believe Bolton has a law degree from Yale Law School. Okay, so he knows, he's aware of things. Okay, in terms of what he can say and what he can't say. So I've always seen that Bolton. I have always thought that he was not gonna, not always, but I pretty in the lately, I've seen that he would not testify, or that he's trying to deliberately kind of like, stall so that he's not going to testify. I do not think he wants to be the person to bring down the GOP government. Okay, that's my sense. So then, because there's this lady saying, somebody who's a very like Elizabeth de la Vega, she's an attorney. who I think worked in, I don't know if it's Watergate or something, like a serious person, prosecutor, former prosecutor. She was saying that she thinks that once again, Bolton is a, he's very cunning. He's a very cunning person, and he may have done it to prevent, so that the GOP would know what he knows and prevent his testimony. You know what I mean? So that he may be doing this as a means to kind of to let the GOP prepare itself, something like that, which I don't doubt. But let's find out, okay? And then find out this stuff. Now, you know what I mean? So this is significant, but again, I don't know how significant, and okay, okay. So next is, so then, okay, so then the quote of Pompeo, what happens to, so then the other big thing that of course happened was starting yesterday is that we found, the full video. They dropped the full video of Lev, and I added here to the channel. You could see, you saw it. If not, it's one of the links, one of the recent posts. So then all these questions about, do they have more recordings? What do they have, and all that. And then a couple of theories that I don't necessarily agree with, but it'd be interesting to look at. Okay, because guys, the thing about the Ukraine situation, the big question is really, why would Trump do this? Okay, by right, it doesn't make sense. They exerted so much effort into there's so much effort into this. They put so much effort into this. Why? Does it make sense? Like, it's sort of like, why it doesn't make sense. Like, why would you put so much effort into this? Okay, you know what I mean? It seems strange to me that is this possible that he could have, that he could owe money to this Furtash oligarchs? Like, that's what I think. That's really what I think, is that he was doing it not. Clearly from the video, guys, he barely knows anything about Ukraine. He really doesn't know much. So what is the real reason why he's pushing this, and who is really in charge here? Okay, of like having him do this, because clearly it comes at a cost for Trump. It was a big risk, but they pushed and they pushed and pushed. We think, I mean, clearly there has to be Putin somewhere in there, right? So that's ultimately the question. Did he owe something to this oligarch? Because because guys, Lev and the other one, Igor, they work for this guy. Okay, so somebody who is pushing it. Okay, who really was pushing it? So that's the part. Now, the other thing is, so then that's where we're looking to these theories. Okay, and then the GOP is like, I mean, not that it wasn't before, but they go on these news. Did you see guys Tom Cotton? I was shocked. I'm not shocked, but he was like, as someone was asking, so this is true. Like, what do you think it was? That it's not our crime. That's a talk. That's a Democratic talking. So whatever is the truth that whoever the journalist was asserted, he would say it's a Democratic talking point. Like, there is no such thing as truth. It's like a talking point. Okay, so it's like fascism 100%. Okay, like he denial of the truth. What I want to ask, guys, what I think is interesting is that I have seen that Trump leaves, and whether he leaves by, I see him leaving, like walking away or being forced, or whatever that is, or whether it's because he loses, or however way, whichever way, I feel like it's the senators, or the GOP is the ones who are going to pay for it. Not that Trump won't face, legal consequences or have to pay stuff or whatever, but I just feel like those people, the same people that are on these TV shows, like bullshitting, they're gonna have to pay. Like, they are gonna lose their seats, and people, because the Trump family, Trump's gonna go to jail or psychiatric hospital, God knows what. But they'll always be remembered for letting this go away, letting this happen. So you know what I mean. So how are they going to pay the price? Like, other than legal consequences? Okay, you know, you know what I mean. So that's what it is. That's what's, what I mean. No sales, like, that's problemos. You know what I mean. So how do I say? Sorry, hold on. I just make sure I close everything here. Um, you know. So that's what I want to know. Okay. So yeah, so guys, today was one of the biggest news days that I remember. I mean, we have a lot of news days all the time, but today was one of those. Like, this weekend was crazy, and God knows what Monday is going to be like. But I don't you think I just wanted to do this tonight because because I feel like we have enough. Don't you think? I was like, I have these questions, and they're not going to go away. Especially, like, don't you think? It's not that there's like have been some very big things, okay? And as you know, I did do the thing about Kobe. I did the healing thing. I actually, guys, I felt amazing afterwards. I really, it helped me, this thing. I don't have the time to do it always for like for the public, but I think it's helpful. Honestly, I was like, maybe I should do it, more often for the public, because I felt cleansed. I felt very energized. I felt like I was not distracted, or I knew that my purpose was clear. I was more, I don't know how to explain it. It was very good. It was that I felt it was very good. Very good for me. Very good for me. Like, not that it's not about you, but it helps me too, as it said, it was. And then, I noticed, in terms of the Kobe situations, a couple people saying like, oh, what if it was foul play? And I am very wary of conspiracy theories. I don't like it. But Michelle, somebody I really trust, Michelle, seriously, Michelle, she told me about my gift, my medical gift, before it really became more developed. So I trust her very much. Michelle P, her name. Okay, so she was saying about her son, that her son was like, well, I feel like it's foul play. So just because she asked that, I don't really want to know details, but I just want to know a yes or no. Okay, I don't want to know details, guys, but just because she brought it up, and my sense is that because it's so hard to understand why this happened, we tend to think those things, but I somehow don't think so. Just the same way that it happened with JFK Jr. You know what I mean? Like how it happened. Okay, they went flying on this like bad weather. Okay, something like that. That's my sense, but we'll find out. Okay, so what else? What else? That's it, guys. Okay, is that right? Like, plenty of discussions. Okay, okay. So let us put that, beautiful way of life, coming on top of my head, As I breathe in, I feel my lungs. As I breathe out, I create a circle. I create a circle. Step into it. Step into it. I feel protected. Step into it. I feel protected. I ask that information come only from the highest sources. Only the highest sources. Let it create the good, good and only the good, the good for all the people, good for all the people, So okay, so okay, so alrighty. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, so okay. So I guess, sorry, I am gonna start where. Hi. So yeah, I am gonna start, guys, where I was earlier, right? Like, let's start at the first place of conversations, which is what is it called, guys? The John Bolton. Okay, so I guess I'll follow the order that I had. Oh, and the other thing I haven't talked about, I left a comment so I remember it, is the coronavirus. Okay, I'm not super worried, but let's find out, okay, about this coronavirus. I have to do, but not towards the end, okay? But let me go to this, okay? So, okay. So, John Bolton's book Revelations. I'm just going to read it here a little bit, okay? Over dozens of these are stuff that I copied and pasted from the article itself. Over dozens of pages, Mr. Bolton described how the Ukraine affair unfolded over several months until he departed the White House in September. He described not only the president's private disparagement of Ukraine, but also new details about senior cabinet officials who have publicly tried to sidestep involvement. According to the article, he says Pompeo knew the ambassador was not guilty of anything, and he knew she was not corrupt. For example, I know the book. I'm sorry, the article. For example, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo acknowledged privately that there was no basis to claims by the president's lawyer Giuliani that the ambassador to Ukraine was corrupt, and believed Mr. Giuliani may have been acting on behalf of other clients, Mr. Bolton wrote. So then the questions are, what will be the implications of this revelation? What will it change anything? And then I'm thinking to myself, okay, if this is damaging, is there anybody trying to encourage Trump to resign? Somebody close to him, okay? And then, will he testify in the impeachment Senate trial? I mean, Bolton, right? Did Bolton leak this? Does he want to take the administration down, or is it, as I had seen earlier, he doesn't want to go down as the guy who, quote unquote, betrayed the GOP? So there's like a lot of questions about this, okay? On the one hand, I'm like, it's just, I don't know, okay? I don't really know. what what is right. This seems like seems big, but I don't know. Okay, so let me do visuals first and then the cards. Okay, so just I've already set out loud the questions I had about this. Is a big issue, a lot of stuff in this. So what messages do you have about this? Okay, what is the intention here? Whoever leaked this, what is the intention? What is the effect? Yeah, so right away I see an image of Bolton, playing chess, like literally, and I don't know anything about chess, guys, to be honest, barely know anything. So he's like, he puts a piece of chess. I don't know what, I can't tell which one it is, but he's like, makes a move. Okay, and then I feel like these drafts, you were like I was explaining before, that if you publish a book that mentions other people and it's a nonfiction book, you're supposed to get there. Okay, there's something like it. So he sent to people that he knew that were going to be in this book, and I feel like people close to these people kind of called them, and like I kind of feel like it was a setup that Bolton himself didn't directly leak it, but he arranged with others to leak it on his behalf. Just the way that how he talked to Fiona Hill. Don't you think that I feel like he trusted Fiona Hill to say those things? She would not have said those things if he hadn't given the okay. Okay, so the same way, he's like, he's very cold. He's like he's moving the chess pieces. Okay, so so it's like um yeah, because yeah, so for example, so just to say, guys, just before I get into the reading, so for example, if I let's say that someone wrote a book and said that that someone, if a person writes a book and they claim that it's a true, it's a journalist, it's a book that is a real book, okay, they say, oh, Rosie, she's a murderer or whatever, like, right, or something like that. That's not true. Like, you can sue somebody for defamation or stuff like that, or you know what I mean, like something like, you can't just say, if you're not, it's not a fiction book, okay. So anyway, so yeah, you need permission, I think, especially if you worked in the government. You can't just say, imagine, sort of like, you can't just say stuff, especially if you worked in the government in the position that he had. So anyway, so I see him like making the chess move. He's like, let me make a move, because what I'm understanding here is that he does not want to be the one who says, I am going to testify. He's sort of putting it to, okay, so does he want to testify or no? Because this is the thing, it's like, is he on the wall, or what the hell is up with him? So what does Bolton want? Does he want to testify? Does he want to be invited to testify? What is his position? I want, okay, I want to say what I know, but I don't want to be the one who who took the initiative to talk. Okay, so if he is, it's like the main concern for him is that I do not want to be the person who's like, oh, so in case someone makes the claim that I wanted to say this, I will say, no, I didn't. It's because I was compelled to do it. Doesn't make sense, because for his own personal narrative, it's important that he does not come out as like, he's not known as, oh, the guy who wanted to badmouth the GOP. It's like he wants to say that he was just like, oh, it was the law and I had to testify. So that's what he's saying. Okay, so why did he, okay, so just to confirm here, so it means that both, okay, so just a summary. So what does he want? He wants to say what he knows. He does not want to be known as okay, from his perspective, he does not want to be, quote unquote, used by the Democrats, okay? And so he just wants to share what he knows. Okay, doesn't make sense. So he doesn't want to do like, he doesn't want to make it easy for Adam Schiff, because at the end of the day, guys, Bolton is not, he's not a good guy. Okay, I'm sorry, I've never believed that he's a good guy. He just wants to, but why? But I've said before, what I'm getting here, what is the motivation? Revenge. He felt like Trump does, those, they're all very like very vindicative. So he's saying, you know, I like, oh, this is a payback for what you've done to me. Okay. So, okay. So it's kind of like, I know this stuff and okay. So that's the story. Okay. So, okay. So that's it. So in other words, okay, looks like Pompeo, I'm sorry, no, Bolton used someone else to leak this, and he knew that it was going to be leaked. So he was okay with it. Okay. And that so that he could be like, oh, I didn't do it myself. It was someone else who leaked it. Okay. And that oh, because he's saying here that he knew, he's saying the White House was like, we're not gonna give the okay for, oh, makes sense, guys. It makes sense. We're not gonna give the okay for, you can't publish this. What the hell is wrong? They're like, because they said, okay, this is the thing. This is the thing. This is the thing. It makes a lot of sense. They said you can't publish this. So he's like, really, bitch? Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure, bitch? I don't think so. So when they moved to say that he can't say any of this in his book, you know, in other words, stalling the book that he's like, he really wants, he's very, you know, egotistical, as you know. Okay, he's not, you know, he's not like, oh, like a good, you know, necessarily a good person. But because they either they threaten to stop the publishing of the book, or they want a certain version of the history of the Trump administration, then he goes off. He's like, really? Then I'm gonna say what I know. You know what I mean? It's like because for some reason I think he wants the book to sell. So because he could have said, okay, he could have said this apart from the book, but don't you think it's a very clever way to market his book? It's like the book that was in the impeachment. You know what I mean? He wants to tie, since he's going to be silenced, and he knows that anybody, you know, if you know anything about Trump, you know that he's a litigator. Okay. So he's going to try to litigate Bolton so that he will not speak. You know what I mean? So the White House is going to be like, no, he's not going to publish the book. It's going to take years for the book. You know what I mean? So because of this, then he's like, oh, yeah, bitch, are you sure? I'm going to say what I know. Okay. So it makes sense. I understand now a little better the motivation and the situation. Okay. Okay. Makes sense. Okay. So just do you mind if I confirm? Okay. So cards here. So is okay. Okay. So tell me, did he leak it? Okay. So just 1 second. So did he leak it? Weak. Yeah. Yeah. So see, the weak, strength upside down. So he didn't feel like he wasn't in a strong position. So this is kind of like a manipulation, and also abundance. So you see what I'm saying? I feel like this was his way of like of asserting whatever power he had. So this is the foreign secret, okay? Foreign secret that the loyalists knew. Okay, so you see what I'm saying? So since he was in kind of a position where he really, if it were up to Trump, he would not say anything because he was silenced already, I think. He's like, oh yeah, so I'm gonna leak it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna leak it. Oh yeah. So worried. So see, this is a thought. It's like worry upside down. So look, the people, the group of people. So he's worried about this group of people. Oh look, impeachment, the card of impeachment. Oh yeah, impeachment. So worry of how all these people kind of, you know, involved in the impeachment. Literato, the information, like it could be the information in the book, could be a lawyer, but I think ultimately he has information that is relevant to the impeachment. Now the big prize, okay, and then White House upside down. So it's interesting because like I said before, I do think he wants to bring the White House down. And it's like he sees that if the information he has is going to earn him the big prize, but you could see here that the big prize often is sort of like, it's something sort of like your dream goal, or it's like a big huge goal or huge reward that you haven't, that has been motivating you. So he feels that by taking the White House down, he promotes himself and makes himself look good. It makes perfect, from his perspective, it makes sense, right? It makes sense. Okay, so he's trying, like, and guys, you know, to think about you think about being in this position that he's in, it's like crazy, you know what I mean? Like he's involved in all of this, but he could, if he, and this is the thing. So this is it. It makes sense. They try to stop the publication of the book. So he's like, bitch, I'm gonna leak it. Okay, so that's it. Now, is he, then the second question, second important question, is he going to testify? because then we, I've said before, guys, I believe that Roberts may be willing to admit evidence, okay? And who knows what this does to the other Republicans. Okay, so let's see. Let's find out. Okay, so does this mean is he going to testify? Okay, because we're not even at the point where they admit witnesses, but let's find out. Okay, is there a way that he could be testifying, that they could admit witnesses and he could testify? So what I saw, guys, which is actually quite interesting, is that he's forcing everybody's hand. He's forcing the hand of the Democrats and the justice to say, okay, you have to invite me in. I'm not going to willingly say, hey, I want to testify, but you have to make an effort, and then you have to like, there's something where you have to just admit the information. And I see then Robert's looking at him like, oh, he's a very respected Republican, so am I gonna be mean to him, right? So in a way, he gives, how do you say this, like, he gives a lot of, he makes the whole story of witnesses look very credible from the Republican perspective. Okay, so that's okay. But still, guys, I have to say that I kind of, the same thing I saw before. I think when he's set to testify, it's possible that he won't, because Trump might leave. But let's find out. Okay, so is he, first let me ask, is Bolton going to testify just with cards? Okay, just see here, because that's what I was thinking. Okay, so is Bolton going to testify? Quiet background. Money, okay. Oh, money upside down. Losses. Is he going to testify? Corruption. Fight. News. Corrupt fight over news, about news. Exposure of the enemy. Negative gossip. Prison. Oh, prison of the enemy. Loyalty upside down. So it's not telling me. Interesting. It's not telling me. So just see here. So here, quiet. It's telling me here, guys, okay, that it's like this, they're saying this is the big fight for witnesses, okay? That in some ways, I do think that if he is allowed to testify, then things get really dangerous with Republicans, because, as you know, the whole thing with Republicans, they want to say is everything is about like lies. So if somebody who's very credible like him goes out and says this is true and this is a crime, they are in a very perilous position. Okay, there's a lot of weight to this for some reason. Okay, but do I see him there? This is the thing that I see, but it's not as strong. I don't know. Does he get into the Senate and testify? Making decision. Letter. I have letter. I have letter. Multiple. Look, trapped. So it's almost like this is an important thing, because it's saying that he's making a decision. He has this damning information, either about the election or this is a card of also multiples of traps. So I don't think that he's the guy who's trapped here. It's the other people, the Trump team. Oh, look, soon. This is how the resolution of the situation. How it looks like it. Something upsetting news, yeah? Crying. Crank. The older man. This is okay. Let's see. Será? 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 Multiple stuff related to the president. Okay, so oh look, that's it. The Trump. So trapped. So very soon there's going to be very upsetting news coming from the government, okay, about Trump. That is like even more damning. So the sensation almost, it's almost like if there's a sensation here, it's that Trump is increasingly trapped. Look, finances, okay, so increasingly trapped. Building building fell. Okay. Building building. So very sad for him, no sad, huh? For him. Well, not sad. Like disgrace coming from shady financial information. Look, a lot of money. Information about a lot of money. A lot of money. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So look, the man. Guys, I wonder if it's Jared. Jared? Is that him? Who is it? Huh? Huh? Oh, look, the young man. There's a man. There's a young man. Oh. Uh-huh. Ain't good. So okay. So is this related to Bolton? No. Surprise. So, okay, guys. So I'm just sorry. I'm like thinking here, guys. Okay. So okay. So let me just kind of then reword a little bit and still look for the answer. So does it mean then that Bolton is scheduled to testify, but he doesn't go through with it because, and it's kind of like what I said before, by the time whatever decision is made about his testimony, something all bigger will have broken, something bigger. Okay. And that is, okay. So okay, so what is the situation? Okay, now guys, this is not necessarily related to Bolton himself, but it's about the situations of witnesses. Just, I'm sorry, I have to ask these questions that I ask from time to time, but this is not one of them. So are we going to have witnesses in this trial? Okay, because that would tell us, okay, so okay, offer. So are we going to have witnesses? Blocking, long-term problem, losses, a friend. So an offer, block, losses, friend. So we're going to have yes or no. Okay, so we're going to have not giving up. Okay, just want to make sure that oh look, guilty. A long time. Party. So guys, they're saying here, they're like, this is the breaking point. We're reaching breaking point and it's scary. They're saying it's scary, but they're going to break. Eventually this thing, the dam is going to break because they're saying like what is happening. Okay. So, you know, what is happening is that what was I going to say? Is that, yeah. Is that they're trying to block anything that is the truth is very obvious, right? We know what the truth is, but they're trying to manicure something. It's almost like I don't know if I can explain it. It's like there's so much rotten and they like to put on the makeup. It's like, imagine if you have a huge wound, a gaping wound, and you have to put on a lot of makeup to pretend that it's not there. That's the similar feeling. Like at some point the truth comes out, you can't do it, and they're getting more and more nervous. They get more and more trapped, they get more nervous, and eventually the whole thing becomes unsustainable. Because the problem with Trump is that they won't admit to anything. They will keep bullshitting. It's like their technique is to bullshit. They don't have a defense. So at some point, the bullshit becomes unsustainable and becomes laughable. okay, because it's all out there and they can't become, they're not reasonable. They're not, you know, their game is like, we're going to deny, deny, deny. And then they lose control. When they lose control of the narrative, that's the problem. Because like I said, the whole thing with them, what do they really want? They want the lies to become, to be as acceptable as truth. And it's not going to happen that way. Okay. Okay. So that's what I feel like. Okay. So because what I sense is that they're going to try to deny the witnesses thing is a big deal for them for some reason. And once they start to lose control, that is when the dam may break. It's like this negotiation there. And I'm getting, guys, that there's a lot of people who want to break the news that is breaking is big. Okay. There's a lot of people who want to stop this bullshit and they're going to risk, there's people risking a lot to that, you know, stuff. So, okay. So in other words, by if my sense, this is what I said before, I feel like, is that by the time we, you know, when it gets to the point where they agree on witnesses, it's kind of over for Trump. You know, but at the same time, we know that Trump, if it's just about votes, the votes are not. I don't feel like it's going to change. Okay, because the Republicans are they continue to do like this. Okay, 20 people that they would need to remove Trump through impeachment. So it's either that there's going to be, if they exert pressure on Trump enough, then maybe, okay. So, okay, so now Audrey has an interesting question here. She says, does Trump lawyers have to change their strategy since this broke? Okay, about this book. So let me actually ask, how do the Trump lawyers see this? And how does Trump see this? Okay. They're like, water, I need water. They're like this. Because it's telling me here that they don't care about, obviously they don't care about Democrats, but they care about Republicans. They don't care about anything the Democrats have, but if the Republicans, because if people from you're literally like, people from Fox News say bad things about us, it's over. You know what I mean? It's like Fox News has to, like, you can't have somebody from Fox News say something, because you know the guy is known for the right wing, knows Bolton more for longer than Trump. So it's like, oh, oh. So this is so now what about Trump? Trump is like, he's jealous. I'm gonna destroy him. I'm gonna destroy him. He's very mad. Okay, he's like, I told him he can't do it. And he is not, because you know when it's happening, it started to happen, guys, that Trump is messing with those people who get mad like him, who are very similar to him in a different way. You know, not exactly like him, but similar, right? People you know, who are like, whatever, you know, if you do this to me, I'm gonna. They're very vengeful and all. They're like Trump. They're petty. They're mean. They're bullies. So it's not different. They're not. They're actually quite similar, right? As you know. So this is like he's dealing with people who have more power, and I feel like, you know who I see, guys, who's behind his, what's his name, who are behind Bolton. Oh, they're all like Trump, you know. Bolton, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Bolton, how Bolton is vengeful. He wants to take Trump down because he was mean to him and stuff like that. So, but who I see here supporting Bolton is the Koch brothers, you know, the one who's still alive, Charles Koch. I feel like there's a movement to try to remove Trump from people who are Republican, because they know they're not that dumb. Okay. They know that, like, now that they installed enough people, can they just put somebody like, you know what I mean? Even though there's risks, they feel like, yeah, none of these people, guys, are good guys. They're not good guys, but they all kind of like now going after each other's jugular, which is good for us to watch. Okay. So, okay. So he's a smart guy and he's angry. Because, okay, so is this let me just to confirm here, did Trump try to stop his book? Just to confirm, because that's what I think. Once Trump tried to stop his book, did Trump try to stop his book from being published? Okay. And I think this would make sense. Look, he knows a lot. I know for mayor house. I know for mayor house. I know it. I know it. Oh, I know it. I know it. Oh yeah. Yeah, look, the heart and what he wants. So something he cared about, okay? So the guy's like trying to, okay, so did Trump try to stop him? Look, the money, a lot of money here. Litigation. That's right. Deal litigation. There's money involved, okay? You know what I also get, guys, is that he was offered money to be silent. He was offered a lot of money to stay silent, but he doesn't want, he prefers to have his own voice because he feels, like I said, he feels slighted by Trump. He took it all very personally, just like Trump. You know what I mean? Like, this side is like something shaded together, happy group of people to, connection. Okay, so on the one hand, and then you have, he knows a lot. Okay, he wanted this thing, and there's money involved, and there's litigation. So you know what I mean. So he threatened litigation. Okay, and it's probably what he's going to do. So he's like, "Bitch, I sure." Yeah, that's right. Exactly. So Audrey is saying, Rosie, in one of your readings, you saw the trial ending before Judge Roberts hits the final give. I'm trying to find the. That's right. Recently, it was recently. No, no, no. It was recent, Audrey. Right. In the recent things about Roberts, that's what I'm thinking. Okay. So, so this makes sense because I do not think because people were, in other words, the speculation that Trump was in line with Bolton, and all of the things. I don't think this is true. Okay, like I think Trump doesn't is mad at what he's because Trump is like he's so like I don't know how to explain it, one dimensional. It's like he really thinks that he is going to threaten people and everybody's going to be quiet. Like, oh, okay, because his whole life Trump messed with the most vulnerable people. Okay, so like so oh hi Janie, maybe it's the notifications, guys, just so I'm gonna make an announcement. I've been really really good at posting all the links to my website has a tab that says Patreon schedule. The last couple weeks I've been really good at posting that all the links before. As soon as I post the link here, I post the link there. So just in case, as you know, I okay, so I have the live streams Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 p.m. Unless there's other something happens, okay. And also I post, right, I don't know what else, right, so to say, but that's the issue. So you just so you know where to check. So when in doubt, go there, and it's to be posted there, okay. So anyway, so as I was saying, I just want to go back here, guys, because okay, let's go back because this is very complicated here. Okay, so that's what is. Oh, that's right. I was saying that Trump, his whole life he always dealt with the vulnerable people, like the contractors, the little, even the banks. He stiffed everybody, but he was dealing with people who are not in a position to react. And now he's encountering all these people who are powerful, who have powerful benefactors. Okay, and he can't just get away with threatening them. Okay, because he's saying that the thing with Trump is like he doesn't mind the Saudis, he doesn't mind the Russians, because his perspective is like, these people give me money, so I do whatever they want. Like somebody like Bolton doesn't pay him, so that's how he thinks. It's like, oh, a person pays me, I like them. A person doesn't pay me, it's a waste of my time. So he doesn't understand like that from his perspective. Like why should Bolton have any the ability to do anything to harm me? Like he doesn't pay me. So that's how he thinks. So he doesn't understand that some people are like some people are just going to try to get back at you. Okay, and that I think it's also saying that Trump doesn't realize that his support is it eroding, that a lot of people who actually were supporting him before don't support him anymore, or like are losing. Okay, okay, so so this is the thing. So okay, so what else? What else? Let me just go back here. So that makes sense, right, guys? Okay. So okay, so just to double check, okay, that I had seen, actually, since Audrey brought that up, let me just double check, because I had seen that the trial would end before, this whole thing would end before it would be over before it's over. Okay. So is this true? Is this gonna okay? So how is this gonna end? Or is this gonna what from today's perspective, is it likely that the trial could end before the time, okay, before they vote, okay, or not? Oh, judgment, negative. Oh, 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 sad for him. I'm not sad for him. Sad, huh? For him. I'm not sad, huh? For him. Sad, huh? For him. I'm not sad, huh? For him. Like, okay, just two cards, but these are bad enough together. Okay, the judgment, problemas, judgment. Look, the guy, they're waiting for rupture. Rupture is coming. It's not coming? What? Rupture, hello? Hmm. So, okay, so, oh, 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 losing control, huh? Oh, public. This is a society or something public. Comes public. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Money, personal money, also boss. Money, look, this is the tower. Money come out, bitch. It's over. Oh yeah. Oh, how White House. White House will control, huh? 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 Oh, oh, oh. Do you need a handkerchief? Do you wanna cry? Oh my god. Oh, oh, oh no, look. He's unstable. Has to go. This is a card if you lose your job. Oh, you have to go? Uh, success. Success? Oh. Oh, look. The legal guy. The guy is that Roberts. Upside down. Upside down, trash. Oh no. Do you have was like me the other day? Do you need to throw up? You too much Kool-Aid? Do you drink too much Kool-Aid? Did you? Huh? 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 So this is the confidential for marijuana. Oh yeah. Oh look, the enemy. So oh, the local enemy. So so in other words, yes, it's possible. Okay, it's possible because guys, I feel like what happens is that whatever the truth is that comes out, it may be so upsetting that 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 he has to go. Okay, but I don't know. Like I said, guys, it's not 100%, but that makes sense. That once he loses control, because the whole thing with Trump is a narrative. Like my lies have to be believed. It's my TV show. It's not like he cares about being president. No, it's that whatever stuff he says, people have to go ahead with it. If he loses the narrative, he loses the You know what I mean? That is the thing. If he loses narrative, he loses the war for him. That's the only thing he cares about is the narrative. If he's not what he says, then he has to go. I have go. I have go. Oh yeah. So that's what it is. Okay. So that's as stuff starts to come out. It's hard to explain that he's so innocent. Okay. 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 So next. Okay. So we get okay. Okay. So no, correction. I still have a lot of questions. Tomorrow is another day. Okay. But I need to continue because there's a lot of questions related to this. Okay. Maybe towards I don't know what's going to come out tomorrow, guys. Whenever I've tried, I don't know, towards the end, I'll look into the week. Let's say the week, because we don't know. We never really know. It's not right. So let's find out. But let me find out. I cannot lose this is complicated and I cannot lose the thread of this. Okay. Because this is important. Okay. So I think we answered the questions about Bolton and all of this stuff, whether he's going to testify or testify, this negotiation around testifying. Okay. Now, next is Pompeo. Okay. Pompeo quotes he today, guys. I want to know because I need to know how could a person be like this? How can you be like this? This guy, like he quotes the Bible. Let me read for you what he sent today on Twitter. Whoever conceals a hatred with lying lips and spreads slander is a fool. Proverbs. Like, is he talk like clearly? Is he talking about himself because he's a fool? Is he like? How could that person see like that? Okay, you know. You know what I'm saying? It's like seriously, like what the hell? Like what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you that you say this stuff like that? So what is happening to him? He's like, it's saying that his mind is sort of like I don't know, explain it. It's kind of like he's, he knows he lied. Obviously he lied, right? He lied. This is not, this is like basic, but so then he starts to read the Bible. He's like his habit. He starts like singing like a psalm or something. He's like "Duh," to like it's like he thinks that if he repeats the Bible, then that's true. Whatever the Bible says, then it becomes the truth. Does it make sense? So it's kind of like he doesn't. How could a person be like that? It's almost like if I were the kind of person who's like, I don't know, do you eat chocolates? Do you eat chocolates? Oh my god. Wow, really? Oh, I don't. I never eat chocolate. No, I don't. Do you? Like it's sort of like how could he do that? This is so strange. Like a person who's constantly lying, he's like out there. It's like it's almost like does he think what is this joke? Like does he laugh? Like what is the how could you do that? He's like no because he's like he's it's a mantra. If I repeat it long enough, then I'm pure. As long as I pray hard, it's I'm pure. Okay, he's like I'm pure. So he thinks that if he's like if he has the ability to say it, that is going to absolve him automatically. Okay, so you know what I'm saying? So it's like as long as he can quote the Bible, this is like even worse. If he can quote the Bible, then it's almost okay. I'm sorry to say this. I don't mean, of course, but it's almost like he uses it the Bible as a toilet paper, really, because he thinks that the Bible is really like is like is gonna cleanse. You know what I mean? It's like it's gonna clean up his shit. You know what I'm saying? Like this is like he commits. Oh no, but a Bible. Here's the Bible. Let me just repeat what the Bible says. That means I'm saved. Doesn't make sense. It's like so sick to me. It's like the opposite of like really. Are you a Christian? Like seriously? Like is that just quote something? Like imagine like you killed 10 people. Like oh no, but here's the Bible. Here's the Bible. At the beginning was the Word. I lied. So I can create my own world. Like how does that even how does a person even like how it's hard. Okay, how does his mind work? Because it's a mystery to me. How does his mind work? Denial, because it's saying that the thing about them is that they believe that kind of right-wing Christian that they're better than other people, they're the chosen ones, and they could do whatever they want anytime they want because they in the name of Jesus, everything is in the name of Jesus. So everything, whenever you encounter an obstacle, it's because you're not believing hard enough. So for example, like what I don't understand, for example, right? For example, there's all these kids in concentration camps and yet they say they're caring. How do they justify something like that? Well, the means justify the ends. It's like no, I am doing they because what it's saying here is that you know it- oh my god, it actually makes me kind of sick to think. I'm almost now nauseating a little bit. I'm not throw up, but it's kind of like that. It's sort of like imagine, how like there's all these books about goal setting, right? So for them, it's like, oh, whatever I want is like benefits the Bible or like benefits like the Christ or whatever, right? It's like whatever everything I do is it comes from my interest in the Bible. Okay, so no matter like you could kill somebody. Oh no, but God made me do it because like everything. Literally, they can get away with anything because they know the Bible. Like okay, literally, they just do anything, and so the ends justify the means. Okay, is about that. So what is the ultimate goal here? Because it seems like it's so dumb to do this. Total domination. Oh my God, total domination. That's it. Total domination because they say when we have the government just for ourselves, we can get rid of the infidels. We can get rid of all the people who are non-believers. That's it, guys. I'm not. I don't want to scare you because don't be scared. It's not gonna happen. But I swear to you guys that if they had the government the way they want it and they could get rid of people, they would start killing everybody. I'm serious. They're insane. Okay, this what it is. It's a cult. This stuff and guys. Okay, just it's funny. It's a little funny, but recently I realized. Okay, yeah. Recently I realized that the idea of this whole the expression of the drinking the Kool-Aid comes from Jim Jones. Is that right? The guy who took people down to Guinea, wherever that is. You know what I mean? Whatever the country is, I forgot. But it's like he flew people over there, and then they drank the Kool-Aid. It's right. He gave them Kool-Aid. So that's what I realized. I was like, oh my God, the Kool-Aid expression. That's where it comes from. Just realized recently. So I was like, wow. Similarly here, it's like the Kool-Aid is a thing exactly that kills you, right? Like it's the thing that is like if you drink enough of it, then like but similarly, okay. But that's the thing. They it's like a cult. That's exactly what it is. It's a cult that they think that they're gonna penetrate the government, they're gonna take over the government, and then they're gonna get rid of everybody who doesn't agree with them. Like I don't mean get rid of like in terms of like removing it from the government, but actually like maybe even kill. Like like I would not put it past them, guys. Okay, I don't want to scare you, but that's what I think they think. This is because this is how they justify the children in the concentration camps. Okay, it's because they know that those people would never vote. The reason why they are enacting these ultra racist policies is almost not because they're even race. Like obviously, it's what I'm talking about is like, this is the thing, is not of course they're racist by doing what they do, but it's almost like the racism is a secondary thing to their voter goals. They know, because it was, what I'm saying is like, oh, people of color will never vote for us. Oh, let's get rid of them. Like seriously, like that's how, why they've, because as you know, this is how the GOP is. They know, they're very aware of voting and who votes for them, who doesn't. So they know there's like, oh, America's changing, it's becoming brown. So like, oh, let's get rid of the brown people, so we'll be fine. Like let's prevent them from voting so we can stay in government. So you know what I'm saying? So that is how they think. Okay. So I at least I understand it a little bit better. It's kind of crazy to think about it, but because guys, there's no real, it's not rational what they're doing. Think about it. Don't you think? It's like, it's not normal. It's not normal. Okay. So okay. So like 1 second. So let me go back here to the, okay. So is he let me just, now if you think about how crazy he is, of course he's not resigning, right? Because it's like it's like this domination of it. It's like a cult. It puts the thing in your head and you can't, can't wash it. It's almost like Scientology. Imagine Scientology. Is like, that's the thing. Okay, so it's kind of like that, like, oh, like, okay, so let me just, okay, so let me ask another question. Is he considering resigning? Will he survive the Ukraine scandal? What do the Bolton revelations mean to Pompeo? How is his health? How will history see his role in the Ukraine scandal? So several questions, but let me first, is he considering resigning? He's like, please, Lord, give me strength. Lord, I need your strength, Lord. And I, and so he's like praying hard, okay, but then I see, I don't mean any like thing bad, but Jesus is like, don't call on me for this bullshit. Like he's, and I don't know, if it's like, what I'm saying, like, so he's like trying to get, oh, please, Lord, help me. I know I know you want me to do this. I know, because they're so like self-absorbed, and like, so they think, imagine like, seriously guys, think about a crazy person like him, because what he's doing is the equivalent of like killing, he's doing something so harmful for his own country, and yet like he thinks that, you know more and more, you know what I mean? Think about it. More and more that he thinks like, oh no, like, all this stuff and stuff like that. Okay, so he's like, no, Jesus. And it's like, okay, does he know? Does he know? Is there a voice inside of himself that tells him this is a mistake? He's saying, yeah, there is. There's like a younger, what is it? Maybe his sister. I don't know, somebody from back in the day. Maybe he lost his sister. Somebody when he was young. He was close, this blonde lady, younger woman, sister. I don't know who, but it's just like, no, Mike, don't do this. Don't do this. It's not good for you. They come up in dreams and stuff like that. But he doesn't. This is the thing, guys. A lot of these people, they drink, they do drugs, they take pills or whatever, because they can't accept the truth. Okay, they don't want to listen to the truth, because it's so much easier if you believe the religion. Not even the religion, the yeah, just not, no, I don't, yeah, exactly. Jesus says, I don't know him. No, but really, but he's like, if you want my help, you gotta admit what you've done wrong, and I'll come to you. That's the thing. What he's saying is like, we come to him if he admits what he's done. But if he thinks he's above, he's above the karma law, he's above the heaven law, then buy trash. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't admit to himself in silence or anything. Okay, so is he considering resigning? No, he doesn't want to resign. Like, the voice comes to him, but he's like, no, he's not. He wants to do everything he can to stay, because he believes Jesus told him. He's like, he's like that. He's like, no, Jesus, we have a pact. We know that Jesus is coming. Jesus is coming to save us. Oh yeah, Jesus is coming. Okay. So will he survive the Ukraine scandal? Okay, guys. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna say this, guys. As you know, it always comes back to this whenever I talk about him. So it's not that I'm wishing negative things for him, but you know what I see? I see that towards the very end, there's somebody knocking on the door. I don't know where he is, where he is or whatever. He's like, and he's like, I think he starts having a heart attack. And then the rupture, I'm sorry to say this, God, I don't mean, I don't mean as a joke, okay, but the rupture may be the artery or something or whatever that is, okay. So then he sees angels, and that's because he passed away, okay. Like, okay, so the answer is he gonna survive? He may not literally survive. I don't know. So let me just ask from cards, okay? Because I get that a lot, as you know. Whenever I ask, I never see him surviving very much. Never from the beginning, even before this whole thing started, as you know, I never saw him going very far. But so is he gonna survive? Oh, the sun comes for him. The truth. Is he gonna survive the Ukraine scandal? Disappointment. The truth, there's disappointment about his past. The deal comes out. There's a deal. Really? There's a deal? Okay. About the group. The truth comes out about a shady deal in the past. Okay. A visit of somebody. There's somebody visits with a shady information. He's sick. Look, guys, there he is. He's very sick. He gets sick. Somebody, the visit, somebody knocks on the door with a shady information. He gets sick. Uh-oh. And this is could be related to the oligarch or somebody with power and money. This is business. And the legal stuff going down. So whether he, let's just say, like, whether he dies or not, I think it doesn't matter necessarily. What comes out is that the stuff comes out. So he can't know. Can he survive? Okay. Can he survive? Can he survive? The answer is no. I don't think, but I don't think what I'm saying, like, regardless of whether he dies or not, okay. But the bottom line is that the situation doesn't look, you know what I mean? Like, stuff is going to come out, and it's going to come out about whatever deal, the conversations they had. Look, the visit, this is what is almost the worst part. The visit, somebody knocking with this shady information about the relationship with some sort of oligarch, and the law is against him, and he's sick. So no. So no. Okay. So, okay. I'm trying to think. Okay. So okay. Guys, I'm sorry. I need to be careful to not get stuck in, you know what I mean? I have this problem. So, okay. So what do the Bolton revelations mean to Pompeo? Like, he talked about him, how he knew that Ambassador Yovanovitch was not corrupt. That's what he was saying. What does this mean for Pompeo? Is he going to they're going to try to get him to testify? He's like, no, I'm not testifying. I'm not testifying. I'm not testifying. I'm not testifying. He's screaming. He's like, I'm not testifying. So, okay. And okay, how will history see his role in the Ukraine scandal? So let's go 20 years down the line. Let's say 2040. Okay. How will he be in the books? How will the history books look at? Okay, so he's saying that a fundamentalist Christian, oh my God, I get them confused. Pompeo was picked by the Russians because his group had been infiltrated already. Like, he had been not mind control, but I'm talking about brainwashed. That's right. And the Russians, guys, I see the Russians laughing, like, those people are like, ha ha ha, they're so stupid, because they really told them, they're like, oh, here we are, the white brothers and sisters, standing up for, like, the right revolution of the Christian, of the whatever, and then you know like, so this is a story, okay. So anyway, yeah, so I just feel like he's shown as part of the conspiracy. That's what it looks like, okay, ultimately, okay. All right. So, okay. So, okay. So this is the story, okay. So how history, okay. So